What's up, everyone? Welcome to my January 2020 reading for the sign of Leo. I will be using the Power Deck and the Divine Feminine, and I might pick a card from the Manifest Soulmate card, right? Oracles. This is not a love reading. This is a general reading just for advice, for help, whatever it is that you may need it for, because everything comes to us when we need it. And without further ado, let's get started. Message for the sign of Leo. Message for the sign of Leo. Creativity again. I had creativity, I believe, in the pick card I was doing. Creativity and ecstasy. Ooh, okay. Creativity. This is a picture. Your creativity is a story that needs a voice in the world. A way to be heard is, and it has moved into your spirit. Oh, sorry. Your creativity is a story that needs a voice in the world, a way to be heard, and it has moved into your spirit lodge. Creativity is a part of your future life. People will think that creativity is outside of them, like truth or power, but it inhabits you like your own life force, and it animates your being. Creativity is within your crystal palace of your mind. You are about to go on a long journey called your life. And as you travel, you will learn to heal the evil forces of darkness. You are a warrior in the fight against ignorance. These dark sorcerers are created within each of us when we live a life of unexpressed creativity. When we live someone else's truth and not our own. Define your own creativity and live that creativity in the world. So we can't be happy if we live in someone else's truth, or we're allowing other people's life to affect us, other people's opinions. We have to get creative and figure out what's for us. And I don't know, I think it was pick a card where it was talking about centering and creativity. Those two cards came together. Sorry, I got a little cold. Centering is very important, right? When it comes to creativity, because how can you create if you are not at peace? How can you gain any idea or any type of insight or anything if you're unhappy, if you're not at peace? So we gotta find our center. We gotta meditate or something. And this is ecstasy. Very creative with the artwork. Ecstasy is a buoyant state of joy. One of the finest ways to maintain a state of joyness is to examine the dark side of being, that instinctual nature that most human beings repress in civilized life. Within this instructional nature are the seeds of ecstasy. We tend to live in our minds, in our emotions, occasionally in spirit, and almost never in our instructional depths. We are born as wild as mountain lions, but live most of our lives like sheep, forgetting and denying whole parts of ourselves. Sit on the earth with your back against a tree and get in touch with your roots, which move deep into the middle earth. This will restore your joyness and balance. Each day, listen to your body, mind, and your heart. What are they telling you about a given situation? Ecstasy is like a wind horse waiting to be ridden. The last wild ride before your passage into enlightenment. Take courage and live your passion fully. See, I'm pretty sure some people probably thought, oh, it's about to be sexual. No. No. Somebody's thinking so hard. Somebody's thinking so hard and trying to be so creative that it's like a black hole. It's a dark room. You're not creating. You're not having any ideas because you're forcing yourself. You're not allowing it to flow. You're not sitting down, meditating. Go outside for a walk. Observe the sky. Look at the moon. Look at the nature. Look at the way the trees have all these branches and leaves and twigs and everything. Think about our hearts. Think about our bodies. The veins that run through us looks like the trees. Looks like branches. You know? It all branched out. This life. And in order for us to tap into the place that we want to be, we have to live. We have to observe and be more a part of nature. Meditate. Have that balance with your intuition and your mind. Find it. Divine feminine. Creativity, ecstasy. For the sun Leo. For the month of January. Ooh. The Black Madonna. Our Lady of the Hermits. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. Okay. Bridget, the goddess of the eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. One more. Okay. Flow. She's not Flow, but Yamoja, the goddess of all that flows. I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. I'm actually going to take one more card from the Power deck. Let me get a card from the Manifest Soulmate. Everything you need, your courage, strength, compassion, and love. Everything you need is within you. I'm laughing because this message is for someone who is very stubborn. Someone who's very, very stubborn and doesn't believe in possibly meditating or giving it a shot, or they believe in it, but it's like they don't think it works. And I'm here to tell you, my friend, that meditating is a tool. It is a tool for us to have balance between our intuition and our minds. Never give up on something that you really want. So, let's read Aspiration. This is a picture. Aspiration stimulates power. It is your aim spiritually and physically in the world, and it involves the totality of your being. Without the balance between the physical and the spiritual, aspiration is a hollow accomplishment. It is like a spirit lodge that you can hold space for your ceremonies and rituals. The spirit lodge must first have a strong foundation of capability, trust of those around you, and responsibility. Aspiration is what builds the spirit lodge of power. It is the quiet architect of your accomplishments, and it sits at the feet of power, just as it there stands before the remnant of ancient and powerful civilization come and gone. Keep your heart open, kind, and loving, so that the energy of the universe can move freely through you. It is difficult to aspire without judgment, but judgment limits you, putting a fence around your consciousness. Give much consideration to all your choices in life and free flow to your process of aspiration. So we got to tap in and have that balance with our mind and our intuition. Leo, you're ignoring your intuition too much. You're not allowing your inner voice to speak. You're silencing it too much. You're not allowing things to flow. You want to have control. You got to let life flow. Right? And then we have Bridget here, the goddess of eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. So you got to let things flow. Let things transform. Release pain and suffering. Transform those things into love. Be the creative individual you are. And just release the burden that you're holding onto your shoulders. Allow yourself to love, be loved, give love, receive it, welcome it, walk in it. You don't have to, when people say fall in love, you don't have to fall in love. I don't believe in falling in love, to be honest with you. I believe walking in love. You have to walk in love. There's no point in falling. You're standing on the floor while everybody else is walking over you. You can walk in it too. Release that tension that you have on yourself. You're beating yourself up too much. You got a lot of aspiration, a lot of creativity, a lot of goals, and you're not allowing yourself to push through and let those things come out. I'm going to get one more card from the power deck. If you've watched previous videos and you would like me to read the story of the Divine Feminines, give this video a thumbs up. I usually like to read the story of the Divine Feminine because it helps you to understand why they are Divine Feminines and who they are. So I kind of, for these videos, I kind of stopped reading it just because I'm not too sure if anyone likes it or not. And I'm just not called to do that at the very moment. I follow my intuition, and I want to read it, but I don't know if I should. So, virtue, right? Leo, virtue. This is the closing message for you. Virtue is one of the passive qualities of power. When you pull back the power, preparing to set the arrow and define your target, you are the strength, the will, and the focus that you have collected within the part of yourself called virtue. Virtue is where you find inner truth. It is a place of illumination, and as that radiance grows within you, it becomes integrity. Without virtue, there is no inner balance. Virtue comes from the unknown quiet things that you do for the world and for other people. With each virtuous act, your spirit shield becomes stronger and more beautiful, integrating the symbols of your inner life. However, like the deer, these symbols tread softly. Virtue marks your path on the other side, and like the one who walks last, your virtuous person is in a position of power. Walk in beauty and virtue, as power often arrives quietly. Have patience, have faith. Take your time. Be one with nature. Be one with divine, higher power, God. Channel messages, meditate. Create that balance. I love crystals, right? Because crystals, people think that once you get a crystal, it's like, oh my God, things are going to change. No, things are not changing. The crystals help to awaken the traits and qualities that you already have within you, right? So we got to work on that. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think.